Look at that, I'm 2 for 2. Said I would try to make a video every single night. Have no clue how that's gonna go. And in fact, we'll see how that goes. But 2 for 2. Welcome back to Odd One Out. Tonight's episode is gonna be about the war in Iran, kind of how that's going, just some stats to show you that really nobody's winning the war, but we're certainly not. The United States of America is certainly not winning the war. But before I even jump into the actual hot war, all of the violence and the statistics coming from that, just on the propaganda front, the United States is getting washed. I don't know if you've seen it out there. I'm gonna play the song for, I think it's 2 minutes is what it is. I'm gonna let the whole thing play. I'm a startup channel over here. You're not gonna see the actual video pop up on the screen like it should, like it would if it was, if I was a bigger channel and had, production going. But this is basically, if you haven't seen it, it's the Iranian government put out, I think, multiple videos at this point, but this one is what I saw that I was just like, dang. It's like a Lego movie kind of look, like a Lego music video, and it's really well done, unfortunately for us. Both in terms of just the visuals of it, it's so well done. It looks like an actual Lego movie, and it's unfortunately really catchy, and above all else, it is true to the core. They're running laps around us. They've kind of humiliated us on the battlefield and controlling the Strait of Hormuz and making us look like idiots in front of the globe, although Trump's doing that by himself. Really. But it's like I was almost getting kind of emotional listening to it today. I'm not even gonna lie. And it was just because it was like, this is embarrassing. And it's like true. And like, what have we become? But I mean, it's a bop, I'm not gonna lie. And it's unfortunately so true. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it play. Again, my apologies for the rookie channel, but just listen to the lyrics on this. Listen to the lyrics, and unfortunately, like I said, it's a bop. It's really well done. It's a song that, if it wasn't the content that it was, I'd probably be playing it all the time because it's a good, catchy song. But it's whew, two on the nose. All right, here we go. Hey, Orange Pig, America first. Oops. Oh boy, that was the slogan you sold. But baby's pulling strings and your vote is getting cold. We're not just fighting for Iran, hear this clear. Your people reached out to us, yeah, we got the DMs here. If one nation's gonna stand against the Epstein regime's fear, it's us till the last breath, we've been doing it for years. We're standing here for everyone, your system ever wrong, they've known all along. The enemy was always you. The real threat war is and sung a patriotic song while selling their own citizens and calling it strong. Stealing from your own people, making them bleed, taking tax dollars just to fund your own greed. They waking up to the lies, the illusions of birth. You screamed America first, now you put looses first. Make Israel great again. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you all. You saw everything. If the public ever saw the files, man, the planet would shake from the level of filth and the crimes in your wake. No wonder Jeff called you the worst, you degenerate snake. You claimed you never set foot. You went 40 plus times. You sick bastard, you cooked. We stepping up to the plate. Epstein regime gotta fall. You fake Christian elite sacrificing the ball. Demon, you talk real big for a man with tiny hands. Tiny hands, tiny things, tiny everything. We saw everything. And word got out, the smallness kinda expands. No wonder all those rage tweets, all those desperate rants. Overcompensating, bully, always causing a scene. You said you love losers. Well, look at your team. Your government is run by. Your government is run by pedophiles. They ordered you to die for Israel. They ordered you to die for Israel. They lied to you. I don't even know what to do about that. I don't know what to do about that. Like I said, it's really catchy. The visuals are really well done, but you could not be any more on the nose. It's literally all true. They've been chanting death to America, not like death to American citizens, but death to our culture, death to the evil that we've put on the world for a long time. The thing is, and I've seen people say this, Trump is actually the epitome of America. He really is.
We've been low-key causing terrorism across the globe forever. We back, I think it's like 73% of the world's dictatorships. We have overthrown so many governments under Democratic and Republican presidents alike and caused so much instability, um, you know, under Obama. I'm a leftist, I'm going to be fair, under Obama. Syria, Libya, total disasters. Libya is they're open slave markets in Libya after we overthrew Gaddafi. So we just meddle in the world's affairs and we kill civilians. We try not to. Well, we did before. But we've killed lots of civilians, whether it's by accident or on purpose. I mean, would you care if you were the one that was affected? So, and then it really just is the epitome under Trump because he has all those qualities, but he doesn't even try to button it up or be professional about it or try to pretend like it's good faith. Go to Venezuela. We're taking their oil. We're stealing their oil. Like we kidnapped their leader, and we can give it all kinds of pretexts. We want the drugs, which I haven't heard anything about the drugs, and don't even try to tell me that there's suddenly no like the drug boats are done because Maduro's gone. Like let's be adults here. And then we don't even need to assume what it's about. He literally got up in front of the cameras and talked about we're taking their oil. It's like okay, we're starving Cubans, blockading them as well for what? Oh, because they got a bad socialist government, and it's what does that have to do with their civilians? There are doctors that have to rush in the hospitals. They don't have any oil, and so whenever they have power outages at the hospitals, doctors sprint from wherever they're at in the building and turn on their flashlights on their phones to go to the NICU to try to save the baby. Start pumping the ventilators because they'll die without the electricity. I don't know how if you believe in American exceptionalism, don't know how you still do. But if you're like me and you used to, we've been propagandized our whole lives. It's really hard to take. And then, I mean, how many people have we killed in Iran? Like civilians, little schoolgirls. Biden and Trump both we back the genocide in Palestine that's now going on in Lebanon. It's like, and the West Bank is also being settled. Like, what is going on? What are we doing, America? You might hear my dog walking back there. What's up, Bubba? Anyways, this whole video. Let me see if I can get myself to focus here. This whole video is to break down kind of what's some of the key statistics going on right now in the war in Iran. So I've got some pulled up here on this other screen. As he's getting a drink. Sorry. Okay, so let's start with the first strikes in Iran. Hey, Bubba. The very, very first round of strikes involved hitting a school. Everybody knows this. I'm kind of telling old news, but we're going over everything right now. It says killed 165, at least, schoolgirls. 168 total people. And it was a double tap strike. That one actually might have been a triple tap. I forget, but it was for sure a double tap strike. And what that means, if you don't know what a double tap strike is you hit them, and then you wait a little bit, and then first responders like ambulances, paramedics come to try to assist, and you hit them again to take out the paramedics, to take out the ambulances, to take out the nurses, the doctors, the people there to help people. That's what a double tap strike is. We did multiple of those, by the way, on those Venezuelan boats, which is, I mean, it doesn't even matter at this point. We're totally lawless, but it's against international law. It's against U.S. law, the things that we've done. But since when does the law matter anymore under Trump? And honestly, for war crimes, since when has it ever mattered? Unfortunately, that's, something that we have to deprogram ourselves from the American exceptionalism propaganda we were given as kids. And it does not mean you hate America. I love America, which is why I want change. That's why I'm doing this. I believe in truth. I don't believe in, my team. Like, that's what the Germans did. Look what happened to them. Look at all the horror they caused. We built 23, and I'm getting off tangent. I'm going to go back. But we built 23 concentration camps in the years 2025 and 2026, modern day, for migrants. And we sent hundreds of them to a death camp. I think it was close to like 70% of them were legal and documented. And the other ones were non-violent. It's like I do think there were actually some that were violent. I'm trying to be fair and factual. There were some that were violent criminals, but like the Cato Institute, who is a right-wing libertarian think tank, they were the ones that put out, oh yeah, we sent a bunch of people with green cards, and some of the like a lot of the people that weren't not documented were no other crimes other than crossing the border, which is a misdemeanor. Certainly not worth being sent to a death camp, a death prison, the worst one in the world. It's like people just shut off their brains. It's like, oh, okay, next day. It's like, what? How? What? This is the most disqualifying. If this happened under anybody, it would be rightly condemned as the evil that it is. That's another topic, though, getting down into the cult mindset. Back to Iran. 165 schoolgirls in the first strike, backpacks still on their backs. That's actual first-hand witness accounts by parents who went to go check the scene and see their little boys and girls laying there lifeless with their backpacks still on. Okay. So, the civilian death toll is 1,701. This is Reuters, by the way. Reuters reported it could not 100% confirm the numbers, but this is what they were reporting based on the evidence they had. And Reuters is like the top news organization on the planet, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many. 1,701 civilians total, at least 254 children. This one's not listed on here, but we also hit a boys' school, and it's obvious that we're also using AI in our strikes. We hit a park with nothing in it, no military, not even. I hope there were no civilians. There probably were, knowing this, but we hit a park just because it had the name Shaheed in it. Like they used AI to try to find Shaheed drone factories, and they hit a park that had the name Shaheed in it. Okay. We have hit. Looks like UNICEF is saying 20 schools and 10 hospitals. Sorry if I keep on blurring out. The World Health Organization says 18 healthcare facilities. You're going to see some differing numbers because it's kind of hard to be able to accurately report statistics when your people keep getting bombed and your infrastructure keeps getting bombed. Your agencies keep getting bombed, with the universities too. And we saw this in Gaza too on the side. It's very hard to keep up with the death toll when a bunch of them are buried under rubble, and the agencies and the people that normally would count that get killed. Al Jazeera is reporting what Iran is reporting, which have 77 healthcare facilities and 65 schools damaged. I want to say the number is not going to be Al Jazeera or Iran's numbers, and I don't think it'll probably not also be the World Health Organization at the lower end, the UNICEF. It's probably somewhere in the middle. U.S. deaths, 13 U.S. service members. How many were killed whenever Biden withdrew from Afghanistan? 13. I'm honestly, call me conspiracy brain. This government, I don't know how it doesn't make anybody conspiracy brained. They lie about everything. More on that later about a specific mission. But I feel like they stopped the number 13 because they don't want to make it worse than Biden's withdrawal. And part of the reason why I say that is because CENTCOM has said 381 wounded. 381 wounded and only 13 deaths? That seems kind of miraculous, but okay. They at least confirmed 381 wounded. And the Associated Press on an update, because CENTCOM put that out on April 8th. Today's the 14th, and the Associated Press updated that to 399. Let's see. We spent anywhere from 38 to 47 billion on this. I looked this up because I've been hearing other sources talk about it, and so I had to kind of see for myself. 40 billion, which is on the lower end of that range, would fund free school breakfast and lunch for all students for 2 years. And we wasted that in just a little over a month. It's like, it really goes to show, you hear right wingers say, oh, we can't afford this, we can't afford that. You know why we can't afford that? Because we're paying for blowing up brown babies abroad just because they're not American, just because they're not Christian. A $1.5 trillion military budget, what are we talking about? Let alone, I mean, this will be another topic, but if you were to, the amount of money that people pay their own dollars, like private, not taxpayer, like inside the treasury, but just people's money out of their pockets, and also taxpayer dollars going to Medicare and Medicaid. If that was all channeled into universal health care, University of Massachusetts said it would save America $5 trillion over 10 years. And you would have better standard of care and better outcomes. It's like the things that we spend money on is outrageous. The Pentagon has failed 8 straight audits. It can't pass a single audit. The military-industrial complex, Eisenhower, my favorite Republican president of all time, minus Abraham Lincoln, but he's not of the modern Republican wing philosophy. But Eisenhower warned us of the military-industrial complex, and look what are we 1.5 trillion. The president comes out and says we can't fund daycare, we can't fund Medicare or Medicaid. We were fighting too many wars. That's a choice. None of these are defensive. These are all offensive and illegal wars. Yeah, asking for $200 billion more dollars, let alone trying to push up the budget to $1.5 trillion. And then, again, not related to the war, but tax dropping taxes for particularly the wealthy and corporations. The steepest tax cuts in history, extending those. So you're gonna have 20 years of that. I mean, it's unbelievable what right wingers do when they get to be president. They completely destroy our economy. They get us into wars. They start recessions. Wages stagnate. Prices of goods escalate. I mean, what are we doing? I had put out a post on my Instagram that by June we were going to be looking at $6 oil. I put that out about a month ago. And, shoot, I wish I had the receipt on who it was that was. They brought somebody as a special guest on Breaking Points today that's an analyst on this. And they predict $6 gas nationwide by June. And that futures right now are like playing a steady game of, well, if you assume the position that prices are going to go high, the problem with that is that you could just get a freaking tweet or truth put out that would essentially, like, total lie, like we've seen countless times, that manipulates the market and just destroys your position. So unfortunately, the market is not exactly shaping. It's not exactly in tandem with reality. Um, and I mean, the market in general is always kind of like that. The market's not the economy is one of the famous sayings. But like, I'm talking specifically like a commodity like oil that really should reflect reality. It's not like a company like Meta or Nvidia that like can trade in a certain threshold times its earnings, its P/E ratio, all that stuff. No, this is just a pure commodity. It's not reflecting reality. And that's because this guy manipulates the market every turn. On Fridays, on Mondays, he'll put out good news. We've reached a deal with Iran. They accepted all of our agreements. And then by Friday and over the weekend, it's BS, and we invade and we bomb. So, well, and speaking of invading, I'm staying on the topic here. Talking about we can't trust anything this government tells us. The airman, the pilot who was rescued story. So the problem with that is the intel on that is he was apparently recovered 100 miles away from where his plane went down. and he was pretty critically, like, I don't know if critical, severe, what's the right wording, but he was very injured. You're telling me he walked 100 miles? And no, it's like intel points to, we attempted, and you can go look at the pictures yourself. Iran put out a whole bunch of pictures. Third party businesses, and I know for sure they're like the satellite businesses, put out images of just, I think it was 8 aircraft that got totally destroyed. And we tried to invade boots on the ground special forces Isfahan, one of their nuclear facilities that has up to 1,000 pounds of enriched uranium. We tried to take the nuclear fissile materials. We tried to extract those and get out and claim victory on Easter. It all failed. So we made up a cover story. So we did put boots on the ground. It's just, this has just been a failure that has been the result of this egomaniacal maniac beating his chest over walking all over Venezuela, who is a joke compared to the threat that Iran is. Iran is an advanced country, 95 million people, very well educated, extremely difficult topography if you're going to try to go invade. A tunnel system for all of its missile launchers that they pull out of a tunnel and they fire at us and then pull back in. We have no clue where they are. They've taken out our radar, so we can't. It's hard to track. The fact that they still have the strait on lock, under control, tells you all you need to know. And actually, I heard Tucker say that today. Tucker Carlson even said that. Which, by the way, if you are a right winger and you hear Tucker Carlson finally speaking some truth, please, like, you have to at least acknowledge the leftists that have been saying this crap all along. I remember whenever Iran and Israel got in their first spat back in June, and when we dropped the bombs on them in June, the Midnight Hammer, that we were worried about. Leftists, by we leftists, were warning that Iran might close the Strait of Hormuz and it's going to crash the economy. It's going to be a big deal. And we are currently trying to hold steady. Prices are slowly climbing for gas. Diesel is skyrocketing. It's already at all-time highs. $6 oil is on the way in June. This stuff takes time. Oil tankers move at like 2 to 3 knots? An incredibly slow pace. This was never going to be something that just happens overnight. Even though the spot price jumped big time, it's going to only get worse the longer that the strait is closed. And speaking of the strait, Trump putting out that we're going to blockade the blockade. We're going to prevent all ships from going to and from Iranian ports carrying oil. Well, I need to pause this. We've got a tornado siren going. Okay, back to the video. I honestly don't even know where I left off. We had the tornado siren just now go off in Owasso.
The back door is unlocked. Just don't want you to forget.
So I think I had just mentioned the failed military operation to try to seize the nuclear fissile material in Isfahan, and a cover-up story to avoid embarrassment of saving a pilot. Which, dude, I'm all for the veterans. Like, I just don't know what to tell you. 100 miles of walking in a day, like, none of it makes any sense. And you cannot trust anything out of this government. So, and I mean, what I had started with the video saying that nobody's really winning this war, and we for sure are not. The Strait of Hormuz was open before this war. There were no tolls. And Iran is now in total control of the strait, charging tolls and looking to partner with Oman and make insane amounts of money off of this. They're projected to make, I think it's like $110 billion per year off of these fees on the Strait of Hormuz, which is more than their entire military budget right now. We lifted our sanctions. Right-wingers never let Obama have a second of peace, even though he had the JCPOA, which was a successful agreement. It kept Iran's uranium enrichment levels at 3.67%, which is just astronomically below the 70-80%. I think it's actually even more needed for nuclear weapons. With the IAEA, the International Agency of, the agency on checking nuclear weapons and capability, was able to do checkups whenever they wanted, and they said that Iran was abiding by the deal. Right wingers never let Obama have a second apiece for unfreezing Iran's money that we had frozen from them. It was their money, and we froze it from them. And then, as part of the negotiations, you would think that Trump would know something about that. Or the deal, we unfroze that money for them. And right wingers are like, we gave them money we gave them cash on pallets and sent it to them, taxpayer dollars. It's a total lie. It was not taxpayer dollars. Right wingers lie about everything. I'm sorry. And we unfroze sanctions on Iran of about, I think, 14.5 billion under Trump. It's like, you guys, you cannot make this stuff up. You cannot make up how awful right wingers are at projection and governance. So they're in total control of the strait. They're making money hand over fist. It's strengthening China and Russia in both terms of they're having their ships allowed to go through the strait, and they're selling oil, especially Russia, at astronomically higher prices, making money hand over fist. Our allies hate us, except for Israel. Us and Israel, the axis of Epstein. And all of our allies are running into the loving arms of China. Like, it's just been just an unmitigated disaster. So, I really think, and I mean, and we need to jump on Trump just threatening to genocide an entire country, like literally kill every single man, woman, and child by killing the entire civilization. This man has the nuclear codes. There's no higher authority on calling a nuclear strike than him. I don't know what are the Republicans doing? What's the end goal here? They literally don't. If you're a Republican legislator right now and I was talking to you, you should be put out of a job. Anytime, if you have a job in politics, you should be permanently jobless. You can't even be a grocery store bagger with your level of irresponsibility. It's unreal. It's party over country for you. It's a total cult. The man posts himself as Jesus Christ 2 days ago. What are we doing? Oh, I thought it was me as a doctor. What? And I put something on my Instagram that's like, this is exhibit number 11,780. Shout out to how many votes he asked Georgia to find for him. 11,780. This is reason number 11,780. Exhibit, of imagine if Obama had done that, or Biden had done that. Can you imagine Fox News if they had put out a post of them as Jesus Christ? I better honestly just wrap this thing up. I think that I've exhausted this Iran argument. It's a total disaster. There's no end in sight. There's no clean way to get out of this. The man needs to be taken out of office. Needs to be either impeached or have the 25th Amendment, which is, impeachment is really the easiest way. They're both difficult, especially the 25th Amendment. And whenever you have a vapid cabinet and just a spineless J.D. Vance that stands for literally nothing, it's like we are between a rock and a hard place, to put it the nicest way possible. So even with my bullet points, I was kind of all over the place. I apologize for that. That's the video on Iran. I'm going to keep on trying to put these out for you as I go. I got plenty more things to talk about. Appreciate y'all tuning in. And until I see you around the next time, odd one out. Let's watch out for the tornadoes. Stay safe if you're in the line of weather tonight. Bye-bye.